Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater. Osk and Morgan studied the Codex of Infinite Planes, and after talking to Longa decided to venture to Kelnar in search of a great crystal, in hopes of using its power to discover more of the book's secrets. Once they arrived in the city of Telorix, they started asking around about the great crystal and the schoolhouse that may contain more information. After visiting one nearby town, they discovered farmers suffering from drought and drug addiction. Osk turned some of the illicit substance into the guards of Telorix and tried to gather more information. On the Earth Elemental Plane, our adventurers faced off against an interdimensional officer of the Planar Border Patrol and ultimately decided to purchase planar passports and hunting licenses, only to find out most of them would still have to leave. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
Can you explain that the Earth party wanted us to come to the Earth plane to try and convert us?
You can roll diplomacy and say that, yeah. Yeah.
That's, 21.
He will say he understands you guys' plight, and he understands that you guys came from the Earth portal, that's how you ended up here. And he says, had he caught you guys on the Earth portal and not the border, with an official from the Earth party, he'd be willing to amend your licenses, but since you guys have no one here that's an official from the Earth party, that can vouch for this, he's got no way to amend your license as the time being. He says if you report with your license back to the Earth party, to their leader, with this license, he should be able to add Earth plane to your license as well. You just need a party leader to, allow to say that your travel is allowed in this plane, basically. So if you report back to Kishwahili, to any of the party leaders, and get clearance, you'll be able to travel to those planes. Next time a portal opens, or you find a way to get there, yeah.
Oh, is that another card? We're like credit card. No. We can't just like sit back and forth between these planes.
No, these will just track you where while you're on a plane, basically. They don't give you access to travel.
Well, I can.
And if you're not carrying it and they catch you, you can get in trouble.
That's rough. We made it. It took that long to get here. Hey, please, why don't you take them back, talk to your boy Pete, and see if you can get some clearance for them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can make that happen.
Alright, you guys seem to think that's a good idea? So, to those of you that have Earth patches, do you stay here or do you return with everyone else?
So, if I press this button later, will, Mr. Graysuit take us back, if we're getting brutalized?
He is not clear to take you to or from anywhere other than if you're a lawbreaker, he's obliged to return you to the plane you come from. But as far as, he's not a travel guide, he's not here to open portals for you or take you places. He's here as an enforcement of the law. He says, do not call me unless someone is breaking the law and you need someone to report that to, basically.
Yeah. Alright, cool, yeah, we'll figure it out. Alright. Yeah, I think Alec and Harlock, best decision or not, decide to stay.
Alright, you two decide to stay. He says, well then I suggest you start digging.
Maybe we should go. Do you have some sort of way that people can breathe in dirt that we don't know about, or are you a wizard?
He says, I'm just an officer of the law. He says,
I'm applying for a temporary Earth visa.
I'm not in charge of that. I just enforce the law. I don't hand out, other than the initial license. That's all I have purvey to do is, catch people breaking the law, hand out initial licenses.
Okay, so, can I ask him to give us, 2 hours? And I'll go get the paperwork signed and taken care of?
Yeah, he agrees to that.
Stay?
He agrees to 2 hours if you can go. If he says if you can get there and back in 2 hours, he says I can send you to the Earth party in Kishwahili. I can't get you back here. You can get there and back within 2 hours. I can do that. If not, I'll just send your friends back in 2 hours.
Okay.
Has your organization ever even stopped a terrorist attack? Yeah, what do you actually do?
He says we patrol the borders and we keep the borders of all the material plane overlaying planes safe. He says we saved Pleek's life when Pleek was a younger gnome, traversing the dangerous borders of the Shadow Plane. Pleek got lost, almost died. We've rescued Pleek, and that's why Pleek's,
That is true. Yes, that's true. Yeah, okay, well, so are you guys done with this plan? Do you want me to try and get this paperwork signed so we can stay here in the
I'll go
Earth
outside
plane?
and smash rocks for half an hour.
Yeah.
Just throw rocks at other
You're preventing my friend from staying in his home.
I go, look at me, I'm straight up.
All right, roll me a diplomacy for the Oread. That's true.
He's already Earth anyway, he can stay.
Yeah, he can stay. He's allowed to stay, and he'll also say that you can even be granted citizenship here if you want. As an Oread, no one else can get granted citizenship here, but as an Oread, you can be granted citizenship of the Earth plane if you would like.
One of my really close friends, Gorge, is outside living in a rock right now. I might knock later and see how he's doing. I don't even know. He's probably got snacks. But I should be able to vouch for my friends here. Like, these are good people, most of them. And,
He says, I have no doubt they're good people, but they have to have licenses to be here. He says, this is the way it goes.
But I roll diplomacy for these nerds. Can I roll diplomacy for these non-Earth nerds?
You can roll it all you want, but he's an officer of the law. He's not going to agree to it. As much as he will he will think you're very nice, and he will like what you're saying. But he's very lawful, and he's going to be obliged to do what his job tells him to do.
You're a druid.
I'm a ranger.
I can't murder him. I'm a guy, so I can't stab this fucker in the face.
I mean,
We need to incorporate TSA into the game, Brian.
You're welcome.
Last time there was an officer approaching us, and now there's a bureaucrat in a suit just yelling bullshit at us.
You will know my pain.
We know Sylvan, right?
I do know Sylvan, yes.
I don't know if this guy knows. Yeah, he probably would.
I also know Draconic. Does that help? Does anyone speak Dragon
Just
speak?
a lot of winking. No, I just got some dust in my eye. It's so sandy here.
Okay, so what? You want me to kill him? Because I'm evil? Is that what you guys want?
Well, a sense motive, that's what you're trying to
Yeah,
protect.
alright, fine. I'll sense motive to see if they want him. That's not super strong.
Alright, what motive are you trying to get across?
Me?
Yeah, with your blinking.
Let's just kill him.
No, dude. I'm an outside
it's only
smash
13.
across still.
Pleek does not pick that up. Pleek does not know what you're asking Pleek to do.
I don't think it's a good idea. Let's just comply.
Alright, in which way do you comply? Do you all go back, or are you just sending Pleek back for 2 hours, see if Pleek can make it back? What's happening?
I think Alec and I are gonna stay.
And we're gonna go back.
Alright. Alec and Harlock stay on the Earth plane. He suggests you get underground as soon as possible. He says staying here on the border is not safe. He says if I catch you here within the next hour, then I will have to be forced to send you back anyway.
Don't worry, bro.
With a strike on your record.
Cool, I'm gonna grow some dirt gills in the next hour and hang out, man.
All right.
Great. I'm gonna make
Good
a
luck.
of it.
No, we're just gonna run away from the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Tips on Bonnie.
He said don't be near the border in an hour.
You do realize that the border here is like a directional down, directional up border, not a left-right border. Like there's the sky and then the ground. These are the borders we're talking about. Is underground and floating in the air. You're in the space in between.
Something that is touching air.
You're on the border. Yeah. If you're on the ground and the air at the same time, you're on a border.
I'm gonna cover you in dirt until just your mouth is covered.
I'm gonna summon a dolphin and just inhale its lungs every chance I can. Alright, nailed it. Alright, we're good.
You're just gonna make out with a dolphin a lot? Alright. Pleek, so the rest of you just go back. Alright, so the rest of you are zapped instantly back outside of the Great Stone in Kishwahili.
Ah, damn. We could have ran into Scott or Jacques and Juan.
Yeah, but at this point in time, they've already left the city on a boat. You can call them on your bracers and find out where they are if you want. You might still catch them on the boat if it hasn't been that much time. I don't know how much time has passed.
Alright, Channel 11 contacting Jacques and Juan. Jacques and Juan.
Roll me a perception check, Jacques and Juan. And I'll roll a percentage chance to see if you guys have left the island or not.
And you guys can be listening too.
Hey, you guys are so lucky. You have not left the island yet.
Oh, shit. I got 23.
Alright, you hear your bracer.
I tapped Juan. Listen, I'll be like, Cersei? Yeah, how are you out of there? I was just talking to you.
We just got booted by some interdimensional trash planes illegally.
Changing planes.
So, yeah, so we've
Changing
been
lanes.
sent back because we were not of the right element. And now it's just myself and Fleek
Yeah.
and who else?
That's all, I think. Vortiga?
It's me.
Yeah, Vortiga
And
doesn't.
Vortiga, yeah. So I'm like,
Well, we're on a boat right now. We're about to depart.
where are you heading?
Where were we going?
You were going to find Osk in the city of, or on Demon's Knot.
Southport, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go find
It's the same
out.
place where he just left. You don't know that.
No one knows that because he doesn't have a bracer yet.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know that either. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yep.
We're gonna go find out. We're gonna go find out to help you. Should we just get off the boat? Should we try to sell our tickets to people?
You can't get off the boat because I already said you rode the boat. So they can either join you on the boat or they can stay behind and you guys can leave on the boat. Those are the two options currently.
I mentioned to Pete, there is, another way to get to Southport. I think you have a way for us to potentially go there.
I just nod that I understand what you're getting at.
Okay.
That's correct. But if we're doing that, I mean, if they take the boat and we're going to take the portal, then we might as well stick around for a minute and get our licenses signed in case we ever do any more interplanar travel. And, probably can't get the water signature, but at least earth and air are doable. And then leave. That would take, that wouldn't take too much time, I don't think. I'm in with Pete Moss, and Air Dude is super chill. We'll just smoke a bowl with him, and
Yeah, I'm gonna say, we think we're gonna go try to see Pete Moss and get more stuff for our Pete Moss who lives at the temple in town.
So say, we're going to do that. We'll meet you guys on Demon's Knot.
yeah.
I'm telling them words with my mouth. Okay, we are gonna go talk to the leader of the Earth Society who lives in a temple. His name's Pete Moss. To get our, we're gonna take a signature. We'll catch up with you guys later. Enjoy your boat ride.
Okay.
He's not there, though.
Thank you! That's what I wanted you to tell us.
There we go. So, Juan will say, but Pete's not there. Rumor has it he is on the Earth plane portal. Or in the Earth plane.
Alright.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I remember this, but
But Cersei didn't know it. Way to bait it properly, though. Thank you for not just knowing it.
so that's a bummer. So we might as well just go ahead and leave then. Unless we want to go get fired. Well, we're allowed in fire. We can go try to get
We can try and get air,
air.
or we can just
Or we
leave.
can talk to both of them.
Well,
Yeah, let's hop on the boat.
Oh,
we
but
don't need
you can always come back and get it later.
Yeah.
3 hour long bullshit that's gonna end in nothing.
Yeah.
Because Brian's gonna make us go fucking 4 different ways and try to bend over backwards.
And then
for
send you
everybody.
right back where you started.
And there's probably going to be like 2 or 3 votes while it happens. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a paradox. How do you fucking please a moderate, a liberal, a conservative, and a fucking progressive?
All at once. You don't.
Alright.
That's the joke.
I'm going to talk in there and be like, Alec, I hope you copy that.
Oh, that's cool.
Perception check, Alec.
Yeah,
Those 4 fuckers we had to do.
that's unfortunate. Okay, well, solve that riddle. Let's
Okay.
hop
on the boat.
Let's get-
That was what, 3,000 gold per?
No, it was 1,500.
1,500? I couldn't remember. 1,500 each.
For the boat.
Yeah, for the ride.
Alright,
Here's one if you need one.
yeah.
I can do that.
Hey, we're all together.
And
I am stuck in a hell world. I'm just gonna dig down the dirt
Yeah,
and die.
yeah, you can just, try to do something until the guy comes back and try to keep you out.
I'm just gonna dig down the dirt until I either
Get Caesar to start digging south, bro.
Okay, so you guys get on the boat?
Yeah, we could just.
Alright, you guys ride the boat. Choppy waters. The boat finally arrives. Directly to Southport. You guys arrive in the town of Southport.
I'm gonna roll a perception check immediately. I don't know how these people are feeling about me right now. I think pretty okay. Yeah, that's a 29.
Yeah, you see a lot of members of the Blinding Light Guild around. It seems to be like this port seems to be mostly just for Blinding Light boats to leave from. They don't seem to have any kind of commercial travel. Matter of fact, the boat you guys rode here on, you now realize the captain was a member of the Blinding Light, bringing you here. Immediately as you arrive, Longa comes out and greets Cersei and says, I've been waiting for you.
I don't think I was allowed to come back here.
She doesn't seem upset to see you.
Okay, alright. I was going to say, we should try to go around outside of town and come through the tunnel. But,
You're at the port. The port is like in the town. The port is like surrounded on three sides by a wall.
We probably shouldn't have come
Right at the
up
port.
middle.
But yeah.
I'm like, oh, alright. What was her name again? Longa? Longa. I've met her before.
Yeah. Briefly, I think, maybe. I don't remember. But she knows your name, one way or the other.
Yeah.
She asked if you mind if you're... Oh, Ramses. She asked if the two of you would like to speak with her alone, asked if your friends wait here.
Sure.
She doesn't know me?
Yes, well,
She might know you, but she doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Did she say Ramsey? Well,
Yeah.
I'll say...
She said Vortiga, but she knows it's Ramses.
Oh, she said
Okay.
Vortiga.
Oh, she might have said... Did I say Ramses out loud?
You said Ramses out loud.
Then she said Ramses. I'm sorry.
Is Vort?
I'm back now.
Who are you right now? Who's in the driver's seat right now? Is it Ramses or is it Vortiga?
Ramses right now.
Ramses in the driver's seat? Okay.
I kind of say, come on, man. Cleek's actually been pretty well behaved lately. He just bailed us out from this, But he has a vendetta against the actor. Oh, I forgot
It's true. I do have a vendetta against him.
Leek hates hobgoblins.
I can't do anything against that. I mean...
And also the Deck of Many Things
she
says
still
so.
doesn't want to talk
Yeah,
to you
the
anyway.
deck of many things.
Time to stew on that little tidbit of information while we go to her.
So you're even one step closer to, getting Ramses now. You have even more information than you had before. But the two of you step away, and the Blind Light Guild kind of like surrounds the boat, and the rest of you that are on the boat are kind of held there. So Jacques, Juan, Pleek are kind of being held on the boat while Cersei and Ramses walk a little away from the dock and talk to Longa in private.
Can I say to Longa in Elven, fleets with the HBI?
She says to you, she laughs and says, no.
Okay. Well,
She says you're more with the HBI than Pleek is.
Well, the Spirit Ramsey's talking to you, and he has been watching me, and I've personally seen him, keep tabs on what I do.
She says, well, we know his allegiances don't lie with us, but we also know his allegiances don't lie with the HBI. And she says, while you may be in some danger from Pleek, because Pleek is an agent of chaos, an agent of havoc.
He's trying to take Cersei from you, the one thing you want.
He says, everybody wants Cersei. He says, we at the research group want Cersei, the HBI wants Cersei, and so does Havoc. Cersei's very powerful, and we're all, all the powerful organizations in the world are interested in her. Which is why we've brought you over here to talk to you, Cersei. Says, you've recently gained a lot of power. I work for a very large organization bent on keeping peace and balance throughout the world. And Ramses has been working with us, and we now have Osk on our side as well. We know Osk is one of your disciples. We think he has a propensity to do the right thing. And we've been watching you, and we're not sure because you seem to be more like Pleek, actually, an agent of chaos or havoc. But we wanted, since we were the first ones to reach you, before you could talk to Barclay or the HBI, we wanted to reach out to you and plead with you to work on our side towards good.
Well, Cersei, I always do preach about how I like balance, and I've done some pretty peaceful things, but also some very unpeaceful things, like, murdering a whole bunch of hillbillies in a fish fry.
Genocide.
Yeah, right? hear more about your offer.
Yeah, just says someone in your position might be more capable of making the tough decisions that someone like a good paladin can't make. Just says so. While we cherish the work of the ultra good paladins like Ramses, and so sometimes we need people like you on our side as well that are willing to bend the rules a little bit. As long as you're working towards the same ends as us, we find that very valuable. We've recently sent your friend Osk on a quest to find one of the crystals so that he might join you on the path to ascension.
All right. So what do I get out of this deal? Just from besides being just generally good.
We've been able to recruit, like I said, Ramses, but Ramses in spirit form in the body of an HBI agent is not suitable to take the seat of power, because at any time Vortiga could take over, and we wouldn't want someone like that in our seat of power.
But put me in another body!
They would love to, but they have to find another suitable body. But currently, you're not a suitable candidate for the seat of power. It says you'd be a great soldier for whoever gains that seat, someone that can stick around and help enforce the seat's power once someone takes the seat. But currently, right now, Osk or you seem to be their best bets. Or anyone else on your team. He says they've been watching you because you're already powerful, and Osk has already displayed some propensity for good because he was trying to wipe out the drow. But he says upon your recommendation, they'd be willing to accept anyone on your team into their fold if you think that they would be willing to work towards the cause of good. And any of you would be one step closer to accessing more crystals and more power and reaching the seat of power, basically.
I do like crystals and I do like power. This is not. I'm not really opposed to this. Now, as for candidates for the seat of power, would I be counted as one?
Yes. Currently, you and Osk are the only two candidates that are viable.
Okay.
Unless Ramses gets a new body that's not halfway evil. If he finds a good body to inhabit, then.
All right.
Until
so what,
then.
what do I have to do for you then? I go around and just try to spread balance and good.
Yeah, basically, you go around, spread balance and good. If you do that, you'll also get perks that would be also given to the Blinding Light Guild, so there are other boons that you will get for doing these things. But also just work in conjunction with Ramses. Since Ramses is inhabiting the body of Vortiga, maybe keep an eye and make sure that Ramses is in control most of the time, or if Vortiga is in control, that Vortiga is not causing too much damage. And help Ramses in protecting the crystals and ensuring they go to someone that deserves them. So if someone goes to touch a crystal and it's not you or Ramses or someone that's good, stop them, basically.
All right. Well, this is what Cersei knows about the Blinding Light Guild. Is
Pass it.
previously they tried to get me to join them before. Cersei knows about the Blinding Light Guild. They tried to get me to get some mark of theirs before, I believe.
Yeah. Mark of Judgment. That was just to prove your loyalty. That was if you perform any act that's not considered good, you can take a minus to your skills. But you guys technically in this propensity, unless you want to join the Blinding Light Guild, and there are more perks if you do, you don't have to take that mark. She's just trusting that you will stay on the side of good. She hopes you will take. She hopes you will take the mark because there are bonuses to it too. If you take the mark, you also get boons in other places, especially where the Blinding Light's associated. But you just risk running, if you do anything evil, you risk taking a big hit. But so she still hopes she will decide to take the mark, but in this propensity as crystal goers, you're not forced to take the mark. She just hopes that you all keep each other accountable towards the doing good. Hopefully among the three of you, with Ramses' help. That's why she's trying to inform all of you so that you all know what's going on. You'll keep an eye on each other also. Keep an eye on everybody else that might touch a crystal, but watch each other. Make sure none of you are succumbing to power or to evil as well. So if Cersei or Oz starts succumbing to evil or power, that'd be up to one of the ones that knows to stop them, et cetera, et cetera. So you're watching each other also. You're babysitting each other and babysitting anyone else that might touch the crystal.
But didn't you force the mark upon Vortiga, even though Vortiga never actually got accused or never got found in the crime?
Yeah, but we knew Vortiga was an agent of the HBI.
But I mean, I know Fleet's not an agent, but reporting back to the HBI is at least an affiliation.
Well, it's kind of tricky because there are some things you don't know about. There are some things you don't know about Pleek. While Pleek affiliates himself with the HBI, he also affiliates himself with the researchers. The third group in the seats of power is called Havoc, and this group does not have any designs for power. This group is only there to create chaos amidst the two other seats of power. They are usually former players of the game, who have not taken, who once they lost the game and didn't get a seat of power, are still very powerful from their adventures and have resigned to just interfere with the new players. So Barclay is one of those. There are, a lot of the 9 players that didn't make it to the seat of power last time are involved in this effort to just stir up the pot, make it interesting. And Pleek's uncle is one of those and has been using Pleek as an agent since Pleek was a child to interfere with the balance of the seat of power. And Pleek's not necessarily working for the HBI, but he's not working for us either. Pleek is just working for his uncle to disrupt things.
Well, if Pleek informs on me, it's only lawful for me.
Well, that's why we didn't invite Pleek over. Yeah, that's why Pleek's over there and you're over here.
So,
My ears
I'm
are
just
burning.
saying, alright, I'll play the message. I'll play Grandmaster Flash the message. Don't push me close to the edge. I might just lose my head.
I hear that.
All right.
She's like, well, as long as you're in a position of power, there'll be people out to get you. And the fact that you guys have touched the crystals or gained some of this power makes you a target to begin with. Like I said, Cersei, you're lucky we got to you first because the HBI and Havoc are both looking for you. So there are targets on all of you guys' heads. As long as you've touched a crystal, there's someone looking for you. We were instantly alerted when someone touched a crystal, and so will the HBI will also be instantly alerted because we're both linked to the houses of power. And those crystals, the people that run the seats of power, are touching the greatest crystals of all. And whenever you touch one of their minor crystals, they are notified. So it's instant whenever this stuff happens.
We grab their balls,
They know. They feel it. They feel their balls getting grabbed.
Yeah, alright.
So.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell her that. I'm willing to take this charge, and like to perhaps you could point me in the direction of my other friends.
Yeah, she says Oska's been sent to search for the next crystal. She sent him in the direction of Kelnar, a place that Ramses knows well. Ramses was here whenever she gave Oz this information. So Ramses will have heard this stuff already as well. But yeah, on the island of Kelnar, there's a schoolhouse. In the schoolhouse, there's a map to what used to be the ruins of Kelnar, the primitive civilization that was there, that was destroyed 50 years ago before they built Telorix. And in those ruins is rumored to be another crystal.
I will ask if we could get passage to Kelnar and bring our compatriots along with us.
Yeah, she says, there's another blinding light ship going to East Linya, but they can go south first and drop you guys off there if you like. You should only arrive, a little bit behind Osk.
Does that sound good to you guys?
How are you getting
Okay. So, when I left, I'd like to be able to cast Scry on Cersei, so I could have heard this conversation.
Alright, Pleek, cast Scry. Do you have, I guess you're by the water. You could just cast it on the ocean down there or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I also have create water in a pot, so I can do it there too.
So you Scry on Cersei. Do you do audio or visual scrying?
I'm fine with just audio scrying.
Alright, so everything that was just said in Cersei's vicinity will be heard by you. So you guys don't know, but Pleek heard everything that just happened. But no one is aware of it.
Does Pleek speak Elven?
Elven?
Yeah, I speak Elven and Sylvan, and I was raised by elves, so.
He was raised on this
I
island.
speak all the ends.
Most of them. No, I only speak seven languages.
So I'm gonna tell everybody back on the boat what the deal is. We're gonna go find Osk and a crystal down in Kelnar.
Alright.
On board?
Yeah.
And you guys don't introduce anyone else to Longa as candidates?
I'll mention to both Jacques and Juan that you guys are welcome to go talk to this Longa about joining the side of the good and whatnot.
Hey, Liz. I'm alright with that.
Can I be hearing all this shit over the bracer right now? Do I know about this?
Is your bracer line open, and are you in an area of bright light?
It's all on the...
Nobody's that over and out.
So yeah, if you left your bracer... If you want to assume that you always leave your bracer on and it's always on this channel, then you can pretty much, as long as they are in an area of light, you'll hear them at normal conversation volume. So you basically have like a open radio show of what's going on all the time.
I was thinking about that earlier.
Alex just creeping.
As long as you never cut, but that just means that sound's always around you, so you can't be stealthy while that's on or anything because it sounds like someone talking next to you, etc. But yeah, as long as it's on, you can hear it. So, Juan, Jacques, are you guys interested in talking to Longa at all about joining the side of good?
No, I'm not.
Jacques not. Jacques doesn't want to be good.
Alright, I'll do this now. Because you forced my hand, Brian. I'm confronting Fleet now. Fuck this.
Alright.
I'm just letting this go down the road.
Alright, Ramses walks back onto the boat while Juan contemplates whether or not she should talk to
He
Longa.
heard my name's Ramses.
He did,
He already
or she did.
cast his scrying spell, so...
Yeah, you don't know that, but you do know that she heard the name was Ramses. So you at least have to walk up and explain the Ramses bit. So you walk back up to the boat and confront Pleek while Juan contemplates whether or not she wants to talk to Longa. What do you say?
Well, I'll go talk to Longa.
I would say, Fleet, obviously you heard Longa call me Ramses. So, I'm going to have to say to you,
I had it written down somewhere.
this I cast Zone of Truth.
Alright, he gets a will save for that, I believe.
Oh, you got a will
Okay,
save?
let me check.
What is the number that he has to roll?
Druids don't have a shitty will save.
It's a 27.
He's got 27, so I doubt you have a spell casting modifier enough to make it not 27, yeah.
No, that. Alright, he's a 27 will save?
Well, my will is 10, but I have the Stone of Good Luck, so that's actually 11, and I rolled a 16.
Gnome shit.
Gnomes, we're lucky pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Not you, man.
Fucking gnomes.
You're one of the good ones. Okay, so I say, yeah. So if you have something that you need to do, or you need to say, I would recommend you do it now before we go down the road and this continues into some escalated incident and someone may potentially have, repercussions come about it. This alignment that I met is evil. I've revealed to him that I am a good aligned character. That's a little conflicted.
I mean, you can, like I said, you've approached him on the boat, you've called him out, whatever happens, happens.
So I'm going to turn to Cersei, and I'm going to say, you can never trust a filthy hobgoblin. We should drown him here before we move on. But I don't make the rules as per our arrangement.
On the race card. And also, I'm going to say, one, I'm a human paladin spirit, dude. You don't even know me.
Oh, snap!
That's the Ramses reveal.
And you don't even know Cersei beyond 2.5 months. I was there the first time you met her. I remember the memory through Fortiga. This body is just a vessel for me to get my spirit out of here. You might have brought back your worst nightmare.
That's like a WWE promo, man. That's good.
So I say, you done? You got it all out of your system now? Can we get back to work? Oh, well, I got plenty good intimidation. I'll roll you on the intimidation. That's a 25 on intimidation from my end. I don't back down.
We'll do like an intimidation off.
That's only going to be a 6. But
Yeah, 25!
Somehow Pleek was way more intimidating than you.
You done? Can we get back to work now? I don't like you, I don't have to like you.
I just need to know your intentions because I don't go with anyone that's shady and that I cannot trust. So I can't go with you if you continue down this path, and I cannot allow you to intervene with Cersei and her happenings on my end with my party, and I'm protecting my vested interest. So you need to tell me now what your fucking plan is.
Whoa.
Okay, well, so again, I rolled the 25, you rolled the 6.
So Pleek doesn't feel like Pleek rolled a high enough intimidation that doesn't even feel like she needs to answer you. She's like, whatever, man. Are we gonna go or what? Are we leaving? You can take that or leave
I'm
it.
just gonna
you can
keep
ar-
responding.
you can keep arguing, but it seems like Pleek's gonna be like, do you just want to leave? We're leaving or staying? What are we doing? Either you can do something or you can fight. I don't know.
I could roll a sense motive on that.
Yeah.
And I got a 23.
Consensus
And I want to know the sense motive.
All right. What's your motive behind saying, are we working? Are we going to work or what? What's your motive? What are you saying that for?
Because I'm saying that because I just think that this is gonna go nowhere, but bad places that don't benefit either of us. I'm not ready to fight a paladin. I don't think you're ready to deal with me. So let's just move on. Let bygones be bygones. That's my motive. I just want us to just get back to work.
That's what you sense.
Sometimes you're not ready to fight things. That's kind of the game.
I mean, you're still welcome to roll for initiative if you want. That's your call.
Yeah, I mean, you can sneak attack me, but or something like that. Are we doing this? We can do this.
We're rolling for initiative, or are you guys moving on? Are we doing some PvP?
All right.
Let's see where it goes. Oh yeah. I'll roll for initiative.
All right.
I'm gonna have sleep on Mortiga.
All right.
This is classic Ramses. What Ramses doing in the
Does Ramses get a will save on that, I guess? To fall asleep?
Yeah, it's 21.
Alright, so roll it there, Ramses, to not fall asleep.
I got a 17 plus 11.
No, you're good.
Alright.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna peace out. I'm Shadow Plane. Fuck you. I'm not dealing with this.
Alright,
Shadow
Pleek vanishes
plane.
in the shadow plane.
Cool.
You gotta cool your chest there, bud.
Sorry,
I'll come back later when you're more mellow, bro.
Alright, I'm gonna go get this crystal. That's not
Let's go get it.
Alright, you get on the boat.
Yeah.
And you ride the boat. I have to roll, see if anything happens after you ride the boat. Yeah, pretty choppy waters, but no incidents of attack or anything. And after a couple days' travel, you guys arrive in the city of Telorix, which is a city with mostly wooden buildings in the middle of a desert.
I will, by this point, have popped back out of the Shadow Plane. I never got off the boat, so I should be on the same boat with them.
The tricky thing is, how long did you... How soon did you pop back on the boat is the main thing, because after the boat starts moving, it does not move on the Shadow Plane the same way it would in the real world because of light and shadow and things like that. So if you don't get back on the boat very soon, you've got about like a 15-minute window to come back, or they're gonna leave without you. You're gonna be stuck in Southport. You can take another boat. You can take the next boat that leaves, but
Well, I won't know that they left to this place, will I? Well, whatever. I guess I wouldn't have come back that quickly, I assume.
all right. So you reappear.
I won't stay in the same shadows that are on the boat?
Well, the shadows on the boat. Because
Like,
you are.
I guess I don't know how the Shadow Plane
Well,
works. Still,
usually
even though I've
they
been
would work.
traveling on it since I was a child.
Usually it would work fine, but because you're in Southport, Southport has 2 levels higher light than other places.
Right.
So because you're at the Southport dock, there are less shadows. So in the Shadow Plane, there are less places that exist here that also exist in the real world. So if you shadow planed here, then you were automatically moved to the next closest place that was in shadow, which is going to be
Like the sail of the boat?
no, it's too like the light is so bright here. There is it's like noontime right now. There's zero.
Okay,
shadow.
so once I go in the Shadow Plane, as soon as I come back, I won't even be on the
You will
boat
be
anymore. Even
you'll
if
be
the boat was
underneath.
still
You'll either be
stable.
underneath Southport or outside of Southport, basically.
Okay, well fine, then I'm not with them. There's no way I did that. So,
All right.
whatever.
All right. So please, would you rather be outside of Southport or underneath Southport?
Underneath, I guess, in the tunnels.
All right. You appear in the tunnels underneath Southport. When you come out of the Shadow Plane back to the Material Plane, you could assume that their boat has already left. When you were scrying, that they told them she told them where they were going. So while you were scrying, you would have heard the island they were going to at least.
Okay.
So you would know that, and you would know you can either get a boat from Southport if you want to deal with them, or if not, you know you have easy access to boats in Westport. If you like to follow along or whatever, that's your call.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go through the caverns to Westport, and I'll talk to my uncle, Barclay.
All right, you go to Barclay. He asks for a progress report. Asked if you had any luck putting down a portal yet.
Let him know that we found an area that seems to be temporally strange, and
But no sign of a crystal nearby.
there is a crystal is or was there. Like I said, temporarily strange. I
Okay.
still need to investigate.
All right.
But,
Says he understands then.
Close. Yes.
And he asks where the rest of the group is.
Vortiga is Ramses, as you know, and he's turned definitely set on fighting to the death, and I had to take my leave. So I tell him I need a ship and maybe some men. I'm gonna follow them to the island.
All right. He says that's a good idea. He says, we knew from the beginning that Ramses would be a problem. He says that's why, he said, we've kept Ramses in play because we feel like he's a valuable piece for the game. But he says we knew that he'd be trouble for you. He says, but just remember that when you're playing a game like this, he's just one of the pieces. He says, he can be used or taken out as the game goes on. He says, you just remember to stay out of harm's way so you can live to play another day. That's his advice to you. It's he will give you a boat and roll a d20 for how many troops he'll give you of drows. You have 10 drows in yourself.
Yeah.
Well, plus luck. If you want to do 11, I'll allow it.
No, I was
So there'll be
kidding.
12 of you if you want.
I was kidding.
All right, so 10 drows and yourself are on a boat heading towards Kelnar to the port at Tel Oryx. You'll be a couple days behind the rest of the group, of course. What are you doing, Osk?
Well, I was on my way towards Kafusar.
Kafusar.
Whichever one was closest to Telorix.
Let me look at a map of Kelnar to tell you.
Because I've
Well-
got a map, but it's not labeled. I mean, it's labeled, but in a language I don't understand.
Yeah, you do have linguistics. You can read the map if you want. If not, you're going to have to ask someone what those things mean.
Yeah, you should have a symbol. So what's the...
The symbol on Tota is like a triangle with two lines after it. The triangle's kind of tilted. And it's like just north of Talbaron. There are like 3 cities north of there. The one next to that
Yeah.
is Vit. Right on the coast. Next to the triangle lining
Vit?
one. Yeah.
Alright.
And the
And
one
then
right above Vit is Kafusar.
Alright. And which one did they say was most likely to have it? Or they said that those 3 would be the ones...
They
that-
couldn't remember. They said one of those they think has a school. They don't remember which one it is, but they think one of those 3 has a school.
I've got a good feeling about Kafusar. Let's go to that one.
All right, you take your battle camels. You and Morgan.
Yeah, my battle... Yeah.
You and Morgan head towards the town of Kafusar.
Yeah.
All right. You don't have any creature encounters, but you do encounter several like dust devil type tornadoes, small tornadoes. So I need you to roll 3 ride checks each. Once Morgan re-arrives.
One for each hump.
1 for each hump. Yep. See how well you fare in these sandstorms.
That's going to be a 13 per ride. That's going to be a 17. And then that's going to be a 23.
All right, so the first half of your journey goes very slow, and you get kind of bogged down in a lot of the thick sand. But your pace kind of picks up as you near the cities. So in Kafusar, as soon as you enter, you do see what looks like an old schoolhouse.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, I'll do a perception check to see if there's anybody hanging around the schoolhouse.
Roll it.
That's 16.
All right, yeah, this seems pretty active. There seems to be a school marm in the schoolhouse, lots of children, some other adults that kind of live in town. Also a bunch of like little kids playing with cap guns and things like that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to approach the school.
All right, back to you guys that have also entered the rest of town. So Juan is taking Jacques and is going to sleep in the inn. Because she's a sleepy
All right.
person. Fox.
We should probably check on our end, I guess. So try to find news about Oz. So it's just me and Vortigo.
And yeah, Jock and Juwan get off the boat and go to an inn. So you and Vortiga are together in the town of Telorix, correct?
All right, well, let's walk around and try to see if we can find some information about a centipede-looking guy.
Can I do a knowledge local to see if I can remember anything about the town? Since
Yeah. Of course, you're from here, so you will have that bonus access to knowledge here, Ramses. You're in luck.
I got, that is 12 plus 3, so 15.
So it's been a long time since you've been here, at least 50 years from the, being in the orb and stuff. So things have changed a lot. Telorix was a much smaller city when you last left. It's grown up a whole lot. You assume the other small towns across the plain or across the desert are much smaller still, because they were much smaller settlements to begin with. This one seems to have grown up a lot. The law is very important here. You learned a lot about the law here as a paladin. So the law is very important. Your home city is Thalbaron, which is on the east coast. On that map, which Oskazan can show you, because he knows where Thalbaron is now too. The island is mostly deserts, with some oasis-type jungles, one large lake at the top surrounded by mountains. The kind of people that live around here. Mostly gunslingers, some serpent folk, lizard folk, mostly humans though. Some more violent jungle tribes and some more peaceful other tribes with people with guns that can defend themselves either way.
Would I know that people would be abrasive to my looking like a hobgoblin? Like being a hobgoblin?
You would know here that hobgoblins aren't common. But they're pretty tolerant of different races here as long as you don't break any laws. So as long as you are a law-abiding citizen, you should get along just fine, even if people do look at you strangely or, It'll be mild racism. They're not going to, try to attack you or anything. It'll just be the normal stuff hobgoblins will have to deal with in life of being a hobgoblin. Yeah.
Just
Nothing-
a few slurs.
Yeah. They're just going to say it behind your back. They're not going to say it to your face or anything. They will call you a filthy hobgoblin when you leave, but and talk about your smelly and they will talk about your smelly vagina and all that other stuff that'll happen when you leave.
If Cleef was there, he'd say it to your face.
That is the one thing I want to get out of this body from that vagina. I regret saying that. Yeah. Sweaty vagina, smelly vagina, whatever.
Rotten vagina, I think, because she was a zombie. That was the first thing that rotted when she was a zombie.
Yeah. I rolled on that, and I rolled a 1, I think. That's what happened, yeah. But anyway.
All I know is it's canon.
Okay, so,
Let's walk around.
yeah, let's ask around. Yeah, I got turned into a zombie because Will killed me. So,
Why? He was trying to take my crystal.
He's trying to take crystal.
I've had player versus player battles before. It's whatever.
Happens.
Shit happens.
They never end well.
Alright, you guys will notice the town is surrounded by a tall wall. Seems like an outlying settlement amidst a very windy, dry desert.
Yeah.
They have a dry bar, an alchemy lab, a gunsmith, a distillery for what they call Scorch, a quick draw battle ring, a legal library and university, burial grounds for fallen officers, the box, which is what their jail is called. They have a grand courtyard, docks, a gatehouse coming in and out of the city, guarded by high towers. They have a hospital, a leather workshop, a tanner, a printer, a brick shack, a marshal's academy with a barracks, a law bureau, a grand courthouse, a cactus farm, a gallows, what they call the secure inn, which is where Jacques and Juan are staying. And they have a little officer's orphanage, and a stable and a theater. And it's a regular shooting range you can practice your shooting at.
Brian, I have a question.
Yeah,
I stole a painting of a judge of Telorix,
correct.
and I wrote it down, like 5 questions out of the 20 that I asked him.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find them. Can I roll a knowledge history, and could you maybe spout them back to me? I just think I need those names, because I remember there was some stuff in the painting that I really liked.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, you roll knowledge history on that?
Yep.
It's gonna be a 30.
Yeah, it's Judge Nagelrad was the guy you saw in the painting. Wearing a brown, barky robe and, a wig. really stony demeanor, has cards. It's definitely Judge Nagelrad, who is still a judge here in town.
All right. Well, I guess we should walk around town to see if we can figure out any information about Osk, and we would be able to assume Morgan was with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they travel together.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the tavern, I guess.
All right, you go to the dry bar.
Yeah.
They have a true drink maximum, and then after that, water is $100 a glass.
Could not be.
They only sell Scorch here. If you're looking to drink anything besides water, you have to buy Scorch.
What is Scorch? Roll knowledge local?
Yeah, sure.
That'll be good for you.
That's gonna be 17.
Yeah, you would know it is a lot like a whiskey. It's a very fiery whiskey.
So
It would be Fireball, yeah. But you would probably have some experience with this in your past. You would know that after you drink it, people are known to breathe fire after drinking it. That's the thing with it. So they have a 2-drink maximum. That's all they will sell you. Is 2 glasses, and you have to drink it here. You cannot leave the bar with it. You're not allowed to go outside with your liquor. Them's the rules.
And they are a rule-following town. I get it.
Law-abiding citizens.
I recommend let's not break the rules because, as you've noticed,
Ramses will know from his experience. Yeah. As a teen that grew up around here.
Ramses is not going to be good.
You would probably know from your past Morgan would fucking hate this place.
Other than the fact that there are guns everywhere, yes, you would hate it.
Yeah, I would think Morgan would like all the guns.
Hate all the law.
Like to breathe fire too.
Well, yeah. Well, let's go check.
And there are large parts of Kelnar that are lawless. Just here in Telorix is a very lawful town. This is where all the 4 judges reside. The other towns, the only law is the marshals whenever they have a marshal or a sheriff. Which they have a pretty high turnover rate for
We
that
should
stuff.
probably check the armory or something because of all the guns and Morgan's infatuation with weapons.
Yeah, see if they come by, if they
Yeah.
would recognize them.
Yeah. Well, should we ask the bartender
Yeah,
here?
just roll a diplomacy with the bartender to see if
They've seen them?
a robo chick and
Centipede man.
Morgan came in.
Hard to miss. Alright, did you guys go to the bar?
Yes.
No, not
We were at
Morgan, not you guys. Morgan and Osk is who I'm asking. I'm sorry.
I did. Morgan did it.
All right, so they will have seen Osk then. If Osk went into the bar, he's pretty recognizable.
Very obvious.
Yeah. They don't see a lot of Aranci in this, or any really.
Ask where do you know if he said where he was going or anything?
I don't believe that he told the bartender where he was going. He was asking a lot of questions about a schoolhouse and ruins and stuff.
Ah, okay. Well, we already know that information.
Okay. Well, should we try to find another lead or try to go into the schoolhouse and the ruins potentially from all of that information that we just got?
Yeah, we can see if he has any information about a town that might have a schoolhouse in it, or some ruins, or if he knows many ruins around the island.
Yeah, he says even without a roll, he'll say that everyone knows about the ruins. There are legends of the ruins being lost somewhere in the desert, buried beneath the sand, and rumors of a great treasure buried there, and being guarded by the great Minotaur and things like that. All kinds of weird legends about the ruins. Who knows if any of them are true. As far as schoolhouses, he's not really sure. There's a whole bunch of frontier towns. A lot of the smaller settlements over on the other coast, on the other side of the desert, are newer cities that have sprouted up in the past 50 years or so after Telorix kind of spread and got too large. People have branched out. So a lot of them are much smaller. They've just started out. So it's possible any one of them might have a schoolhouse. You would assume it might be one closer to one of the forts. So it's probably safe to assume that it's probably one of the cities closer to them that has the schoolhouse. Or even possibly one of them. Alright, the city next to the tiny mountains, that's called Fort Zebu. Just north of Kafusar, I'm pretty sure Tom marked. Yeah, just the one city north of that is Fort Abudan. You'd also learn a little bit of local lore from the bartender, who kind of talks, shows you on a map where some stuff is and talks about the island. And he says the word Kelnar was, when they first came here, the humans that lived in the jungle, the word Kelnar for them meant infinite sand, which is what they call the desert, and because they all mostly came out of the jungle, which is also where Ramses' family came from, the jungles here on Telorix, before they moved into one of the cities. But yeah, Kelnar is their word, and it means infinite sand.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just thank him for his time. I'll pop a gold coin down the table for him as thanks.
Tips are always appreciated.
Yeah. Like the info. And we're going to walk around and see if we can pick up any more info about Morgan and Austin.
Okay.
Let's go to, what was the name of the store? Is there a store around?
No, I didn't give any special name. They just have a market here in town, in Teleorix, if you want to check out the market. They have a marketplace. They also have a lot of weapon upgrades, and they have a pretty good alchemist. Pretty small market overall, but good upgrades, good alchemist.
I like alchemist.
Their marketplace mostly consists of guns and gun-related items.
Can't use guns.
The alchemist also mostly has gun-related items as well. Almost everything here is gun-related.
Yeah, I don't really want to spend any money on that. I use more spells than I do my crossbow anytime. They got any desert gear?
They have some like basic supplies, mounts they have for sale at the stable. They would recommend like canteens of water. They would recommend guns actually. Any kind of weapon that can protect yourself from any kind of desert giant or beehole or giant worm. They have a lot of dangerous animals out in the desert that they warn you against. If you're not on a mount, if you're traveling slow, you're likely to be caught by.
I mean,
We can ask if they saw Austin Morgan as well.
that's what I'm saying. I think we should.
Yeah, they didn't seem like that here at the market. I don't believe.
I don't know about just randomly going to a fort, without having kind of some direction in the way they went.
Yeah.
Because that could just end up being, us wandering around for days on end in different towns.
We don't really want to leave Jacques and Juan.
Yeah. Have we gone to the inn yet to see if they said if they?
We know that they went there. They told us that.
Yeah, they know that. You know that. They got the boat with you and said that's where they were going.
Do any of the boats leaving Telorix travel around to the forts to bring supplies and stuff?
The only town with a port on this entire island is Telorix. None of the smaller towns have a port. So the only boat traffic in and out this whole island is in and out of Telorix.
They're all buying a boat.
Yeah. Well, I can sail it. Ramses is a sailor.
I'm gonna say,
Ramses is in control and
Morgan
Ramses is a
are the
sailor.
only two.
Okay, but then when you fall asleep and Ortega takes over, put that in the water.
That's what I'm saying. It's really hard. It's going to be tough.
Are there any boats for sale?
And I can do some bad shit.
How much a boat is? A lot.
Yeah, they are a whole lot. And if you only have 3,000 gold, you probably can't afford a whole boat.
Alright.
We're gonna let you shoot. I'm shooting.
No. Yeah,
No, probably not.
Cut their purse strings.
Yeah, they did.
we got divorced. We were poor.
Alright, well, I got nothing. I guess we should probably just wait until we can find some more information about the direction Oz went.
Alright, you wait.
And now you wait too. Until next time, on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.